Page 2. Chapter 1. Marketing's value to consumers, firms, and society. Page 3. When it's time to roll out of bed in the morning, does the Spotify app on your Samsung Galaxy phone play your waking up happy playlist, or is your roommate listening to Taylor Swift on her Sonos speaker? Do you throw on your Nike Flucknut shoes and get in a short run before breakfast? Maybe not this morning. You slept in and now you barely have time to throw on your Levi's jeans, shirt from Zara, and Choco sandals as you race off to class. You are hungry. Will you open your GE refrigerator and choose a Kobani pineapple-flavored Greek yogurt and an Einstein's bagel with Philadelphia cream cheese? Or maybe you grab a chicken apple sausage breakfast sandwich at Caribou Coffee in the Student Union. If you hurry, your roommate can give you a ride to school in her new Ford Fiesta EcoBoost Hybrid, although you could ride your big shot fixie bike or take the bus that the city bought from Mercedes-Benz. So many choices. When you think about it, you can't get very far into a day without bumping into marketing and what the whole marketing system does for you. It affects every aspect of our lives, often in ways we don't even consider. In other parts of the world, people wake up each day to different kinds of experiences. A family in a rural African village may have little choice about what food they will eat or where their clothing will come from. In the world's more economically developed countries, consumers find plenty of choices on store shelves. And if no one buys a particular color, size, or style, then companies stop producing it. So, you may have trouble finding a chicken apple sausage sandwich in Hangzhou, China, where the locals are more likely lined up waiting for Ganqishi steamed buns. One brand found around the world is Nike. How has Nike become the choice for so many professional and casual athletes around the world? Is it the more than $1 billion Nike spends each year for endorsements from star athletes like LeBron James, Naomi Osaka, and Cristiano Ronaldo? Maybe it's the innovations, like Nike self-lacing sneakers, lightweight Flucknut shoes, and Nike Plus software apps. What part do the 24,000 retailers that carry Nike products play? Do Nike's connections with tens of millions of followers on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube build loyal customer relationships? And just how much, if at all, do these marketing strategy decisions affect Nike's sales and profits? More than 50 years ago, Phil Knight and his college track coach, Bill Bowerman, founded Blue Ribbon Sports, later renamed Nike, to distribute Japanese running shoes. A few years later they were designing, producing, and selling athletic shoes. Nike took off after signing basketball star Michael Jordan to endorse its basketball shoes. The Air Jordan line took the market by storm. Nike raced further ahead when its advertising agency came up with the Just Do It slogan and an ad campaign that covered television, magazines, and billboards around the world. Just Do It helped carry Nike through the 1990s while profits soared on rising sales aided by low-cost foreign production. Things haven't always gone smoothly for Nike. In the late 1990s, the company came under attack when it was reported that some of its suppliers used child labor. At first Nike denied responsibility, claiming it couldn't control how its suppliers operated. Public protest showed that society expected more from a large, successful corporation.
Give me a second. Got some business to do for a second here.
And Nike began to closely monitor its suppliers' labor practices. Nike's corporate social responsibility guided it to better labor practices and its reputation improved. More recently, Nike focuses more on its purpose, knowing in the long run profits will follow. Nike exists to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Our purpose is to move the world forward through the power of sport, breaking barriers and building community to change the game for all. If you have a body, you're an athlete. For Nike, everyone is an athlete. Nike's purpose follows from its emphasis on people, planet and play, and makes the world a better place. People. Nike's commitment to people is apparent in the first sentence of its purpose report. We invest in the power of people to move the world forward. Nike has long been committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion in both its employment practices and marketing. Yet its purpose moves it to take this one step further and do its part to end racism around the world. The commitment was tested when riots broke out in Minneapolis after a police officer murdered a black man named George Floyd. Less than a week later, Nike posted a 1-minute video featuring 7 brief statements in white text on a black background. The video concluded with a call to action: let's all be part of the change. The message resonated with most of Nike's core customers, who skew younger and are more likely people of color. Page 4. Planet. Nike has no less commitment to planet, vowing to protect the planet. We don't wait for solutions, we create them. Nike recently set an ambitious sustainability goal to double its sales while having its environmental impact. 3/4 of its shoes and apparel already contain some recycled material. The company achieves and exceeds its sustainability targets, including 100% renewable energy in the United States and Canada, reducing freshwater use by its textile dyeing and finishing suppliers, and requiring its Tier 1 footwear producers to divert 99.9% of manufacturing waste from landfills. Play. Getting kids moving means an active next generation and a stronger future. Nike's Made to Play initiative focuses on getting kids all over the world, regardless of background, gender, ability, or aspiration, playing and involved with sport and play by giving kids opportunities, training coaches, and providing gear. Nike's commitment to its purpose and its marketing add value for its employees, customers, and investors. Creative employees have something to work for, and customers pay to use Nike products and associate with its values. The company's $45+ billion in annual sales reward investors with over $4 billion in net income. But when it comes to athletic clothing and shoes, customers have many choices. If it wants to stay ahead of a strong field of competitors that includes Adidas, Under Armour, Skechers, and Chinese upstart Li Ning, Nike must stay dedicated to its purpose, continue to innovate, and stay ahead of its customers' needs and wants. To the power of one. Learning objectives. In this chapter, you'll learn what marketing is all about and why it's important to you as a consumer. We'll also explore why it is so crucial to the success of individual firms and nonprofit organizations and the impact that it has on the quality of life in different societies. When you finish this chapter, you should be able to know what marketing is and why you should learn about it. Understand the difference between marketing and macro marketing. Know marketing, what's it all about? LO 1.1. Marketing is more than selling or advertising. Many people think that marketing means selling or advertising. It's true that these are parts of marketing. But marketing is much more than selling and advertising. How did all those bicycles get here? To illustrate some of the other important things that are included in marketing, think about all the bicycles being pedaled with varying degrees of energy by bike riders around the world. Most of us don't make our own bicycles. Instead, they are made by firms such as Trek, Specialized, Canyon, and Rad Power Bikes. Page 5. Most bikes do the same thing, get the rider from one place to another. But a bike rider can choose from a wide assortment of models. They are designed in different sizes and with or without gears. Off-road bikes have large knobby tires. Kids and older people may want more wheels to make balancing easier. Some bikes need baskets or even trailers for cargo. Other bikes add batteries to assist the rider. You can buy a basic bike for less than $100. Or you can spend more than $5,000 for just a custom frame. This variety of styles and features complicates the production and sale of bicycles. The following list shows some of the things a manager should do before and after deciding to produce and sell a bike. Analyze the needs of people who might buy a bike and decide if they want more or different models. Determine how many of these people will want to buy bicycles, where in the world they live, and when they will want to buy. Identify competing companies that also produce bikes, what kind they sell, and at what prices. Predict the designs of bikes, frame and handlebar styles, derailleurs, types of wheels, brakes, batteries, or not, and other accessories different customers will want, and decide which of these people the firm will try to satisfy. Determine whether to sell bikes directly to consumers or through retailers, and if retailers, which ones should be used. Decide how to tell potential customers about the firm's bikes. Estimate the prices potential customers are willing to pay for their bikes and if the firm can make a profit selling at those prices. Figure out how to provide customer service if a customer has a problem after buying a bike. The above activities are not part of production, actually making goods or performing services. Rather, they are part of a larger process, called marketing, that provides needed direction for production and helps make sure that the right goods and services are produced and find their way to consumers. You'll learn much more about marketing activities in Chapter 2. For now, it's enough to see that marketing plays an essential role in providing consumers with need-satisfying goods and services and, more generally, in creating customer satisfaction. Simply put, customer satisfaction is the extent to which a firm fulfills a customer's needs, desires, and expectations. Page 6. Marketing is important to you. Marketing is important to every consumer. Marketing affects almost every aspect of your daily life. The choices you have among the goods and services you buy, the stores where you shop, the social media you interact with, and the streaming music and video you listen to and watch are all possible because of marketing. In the process of providing all these choices, marketing drives organizations to focus on what it takes to satisfy you, the customer. Most of the things you want or need are available conveniently when and where you want or need them. Some courses are interesting when you take them but not directly relevant to your life once they're over. That's not so with marketing. You'll be a consumer dealing with marketing for the rest of your life regardless of what career you pursue. Moreover, as a consumer, you pay for the cost of marketing activities. In advanced economies, marketing costs about 50 cents of every consumer dollar. For some goods and services, the percentage is much higher. It makes sense to be an educated consumer and to understand what you get and don't get from all that spending. Marketing will be important to your job. Another reason for studying marketing is that it offers many exciting and rewarding career opportunities. Throughout this book, you will find information about opportunities in different areas of marketing, see especially Appendix C. If you're aiming for a non-marketing job, knowing about marketing will help you do your job better. Throughout the book, we'll discuss ways that marketing interacts with other parts of the company, including finance, accounting, change their minds about something. Doctors and nurses often need to persuade patients to take their medicine and change their eating habits. Managers have to understand people that work with them and convince them to change behaviors to increase their job performance. Marketing principles will help you achieve those goals and maybe help you get your next job. A marketing approach can help you get your next job. You will probably be seeking a job sometime soon, offering your services as an accountant, a salesperson, a computer programmer, a financial analyst, or perhaps a store manager. Or maybe you will be looking for an opportunity with more responsibility or higher pay where you currently work. You will have more success getting what you want when you take a marketing approach and try to figure out how to best satisfy the needs, interests, and desires of a current or prospective employer the same way a business looks at its customers. Much of what you learn about how businesses market their products and services to customers can be applied in the job market. Even your resume and LinkedIn page are part of a marketing campaign to sell yourself to an employer. See Appendix C for more details on how to write your personal marketing plan. Marketing affects innovation and standard of living. An even more basic reason for studying marketing is that marketing plays a big part in economic growth and development. One key reason is that marketing encourages research and innovation, the development and spread of new ideas, goods, and services. As firms offer new and better ways of satisfying consumer needs, customers have more choices among products, which fosters competition for consumers' money. This competition drives down prices. Moreover, when firms develop products that really satisfy customers, fuller employment and higher incomes can result. The combination of these forces means that marketing has a big impact on consumers' standard of living, and it is important to the future of all nations. To the power of 2. Page 7. How should we define marketing? There are micro and macro views of marketing. In our bicycle example, we saw that a producer of bicycles has to perform many customer-related activities besides just making bikes. The same is true for an insurance company or an art museum. This supports the idea of marketing as a set of activities done by an individual organization to satisfy its customers. On the other hand, people can't survive on bicycles in art museums alone. In advanced economies, it takes goods and services from thousands of organizations to satisfy the many needs of society. Further, a society needs some sort of marketing system to organize the efforts of all the producers, wholesalers, and retailers required to satisfy the varied needs of all its citizens. So marketing is also an important social process. We can view marketing in two ways, from a micro view as a set of activities performed by organizations and also from a macro view as a social process. In everyday use when most people talk about marketing, they have the micro view in mind. So that is the way we will define marketing here. However, the broader macro view that looks at the whole production, distribution system is also important, so later we will provide a separate definition and discussion of macro marketing. Marketing defined. Marketing is the performance of activities that seek to accomplish an organization's objectives by anticipating customer or client needs and directing a flow of need-satisfying goods and services from producer to customer or client. Let's look at this definition. To the power of 3. Applies to profit and non-profit organizations. Marketing applies to both for-profit and non-profit organizations. Profit is the primary objective for most business firms. Other types of organizations may seek more members or acceptance of an idea. Customers or clients may be individual consumers, business firms, non-profit organizations, government agencies, or even foreign nations. Although most customers and clients pay for the goods and services they receive, others may receive them free of charge or at a reduced cost through private or government support. Page 8. More than just persuading customers. Marketing isn't just selling and advertising. Unfortunately, some executives still think of it that way. They feel that the job of marketing is to get rid of whatever the company happens to produce. In fact, the aim of marketing is to identify customers' needs and meet those needs so well that the product almost sells itself. This is true whether the product is a physical good, a service, or even an idea. If the whole marketing job has been done well, customers don't need much persuading. They should be ready to buy. And after they buy, they'll be satisfied and ready to buy the same way the next time. Begins with customer needs and wants. Marketing should begin with potential customer needs and wants, not with the production process. Marketing should try to anticipate needs and wants. And then marketing, rather than production, should determine what goods and services are to be developed, including decisions about product features, design and packaging, prices or fees, transporting and storing policies, advertising and sales tactics, and, after the sale, installation, customer service, warranty, and perhaps even disposal and recycling policies. Consider Francis Sodebo, maker of fresh packaged meals, sandwiches and pasta, sold in grocery stores. Sodebo's consumer research found some customers had an unmet need. They wanted to satisfy midday hunger in a healthy way. The research showed that whereas busy consumers were willing to buy a high-quality to-go salad, they found current choices skimpy and unsatisfying. Sodebo developed new salads that were convenient, delicious, and filling. On the way to market, Sodebo tested different recipes and packages to find what consumers and retailers liked best. By starting with customer needs, Sodebo's Salad and Company line of 10 different box salads became a bestseller. To the power of 4. Does not do it alone. This does not mean that marketing should try to take over production, accounting, and financial activities. Rather, it means that marketing, by interpreting customers' needs, should provide direction for these activities and try to coordinate them. Marketing involves exchanges. The idea that marketing involves a flow of need-satisfying offerings from a producer to a customer implies that there is an exchange of the need-satisfying offering for something else, such as the customer's money. Marketing focuses on facilitating exchanges. In fact, marketing doesn't occur unless two or more parties are willing to exchange something for something else. For example, in a pure subsistence economy, where each family unit produces everything it consumes, there is no need to exchange goods and services and no marketing is involved. Although each producer, consumer unit is totally self-sufficient in such a situation, the standard of living is typically relatively low. Builds a relationship with a customer. Keep in mind that a marketing exchange is usually part of an ongoing relationship, not just a single transaction. Rather, the goal is continuing sales and an ongoing relationship with a customer. In the future, when the customer has the same need again, or some other need that the firm can meet, another sales will follow. A consumer does not visit her local Shell station once, but perhaps every week or two. As long as Shell's gas, coffee, or service satisfies her, she is likely to keep going to the same gas station. This flow of need-satisfying goods and services builds a long-lasting relationship that benefits both the firm and the customer. The focus of this text, management-oriented micro-marketing. Because you are probably preparing for a career in management, the main focus of this text will be on managerial marketing, or the micro view of marketing. We will see marketing through the eyes of a marketing manager. The marketing ideas we will be discussing throughout this text apply to a wide variety of situations. They are important for new ventures started by one person as well as big corporations, in domestic and international markets, and regardless of whether the focus is on marketing physical goods, services, or an idea or cause. They are equally critical whether the relevant customers or clients are individual consumers, businesses, or some other type of organization. For editorial convenience, we will sometimes use the term firm as a shorthand way of referring to any type of organization, whether it is a business, political party, a religious organization, a government agency, or the like. However, to reinforce the point that the ideas apply to all types of organizations, throughout the book we will illustrate marketing concepts in a wide variety of situations. Page 9. One of the challenges for many of today's consumer products companies involves addressing the needs and wants of a growing market in developing countries. Makers of many health and beauty products, for example, have found a potential market with the rural poor. For an example of how effective micro-marketing can be used to appeal to this growing market, read what's next. Marketing to developing countries' rural poor. What's next? Marketing to developing countries' rural poor. In recent decades, India has experienced rapid economic growth. Many of its citizens have more income and enjoy a higher quality of life. That helps explain why Unilever's Indian subsidiary, Hindustan Unilever Limited, HUL, has worked hard to build a 40% share of the Indian market with its product lines that include soaps, toothpaste, and packaged foods. HUL initially focused on India cities, where customers with money were concentrated. Yet almost two-thirds of India's 1.2 billion people live in rural areas. About half have an income of less than $5 a day. Conventional wisdom suggests rural villagers have too little money to be an attractive market. And it's expensive to distribute products to far-flung villages. But that has changed. HUL's marketing managers decided that Indian villagers represent an opportunity for growth, and that villagers might value the soaps, toothpaste, and packaged food products that HUL successfully sells in urban areas of India. HUL tailored a new marketing strategy to this target market. Many products are repackaged in sachets, small bags that contain 1 or 2 days' supply. HUL prices the sachets so that villagers can afford them, and that in turn gives customers a chance to try quality products that were previously priced out of their reach. HUL created its Shakti Emmas, Women Entrepreneurs, program to communicate the benefits of its products and distribute them in remote rural areas. The program sets up rural women as home-based distributors and sales agents. These women stock HUL products in their homes and go door to door to sell them. They also organize meetings in local schools and at village fairs to educate fellow villagers on health and hygiene issues. This program continues to evolve. To provide wider distribution, male entrepreneurs, Shakti Man, were recruited. Many use bikes and cover 5 or 6 nearby villages, far more than the Shakti Emmas previously covered on foot. A partnership with an adhesive company gives Shakti entrepreneurs another product line to sell while on their rounds. When COVID-19 threatened the program, HUL's philosophy of doing well by doing good kicked into high gear. HUL's regional sales team got ahead of and minimized potential supply chain problems with more effective planning and new ordering processes. HUL gave its rural sales force training and kits to support hygienic practices, along with COVID-19 care packages that included medical insurance. Today, more than 136,000 micro-entrepreneurs operate in 162,000 villages and reach over 4 million rural households across India. The Shakti have a new source of income and are learning about business, while bringing the health benefits of improved hygiene to rural villages. And, of course, HUL hopes to clean up with a new source of growth. To see and hear more about Project Shakti, check out this video, https://yawitbr0sp3i8. Through its marketing, HUL helps deliver a better quality of life to millions of India's poor. HUL has adapted the program to other markets including Colombia, Ethiopia, and Egypt. Some of Unilever's competitors developed similar programs around the world. Together, such changes create a better world for hundreds of millions of people. To the power of 5. How do we see parts of the definition of marketing represented in this case study? What customer needs and wants does Project Shakti address? How does it build a relationship between HUL and a customer? Although marketing within individual firms is the primary focus of the text, marketing managers must remember that their organizations are just small parts of a larger macro marketing system. Therefore, next we will briefly look at the macro view of marketing. Then we will develop the managerial view more fully in later chapters. Page 10. Macro marketing. LO 1.2. Macro marketing is a social process that directs an economy's flow of goods and services from producers to consumers in a way that effectively matches.
Alright, important concept, guys. Alright, open up your ears for macro marketing. Micro, macro, I'm pretty sure it's going to show up again. All of that before was just about a story of what marketing can get you to and what the definition of marketing is. Now we're going into the very specifics, okay?
Supply and demand and accomplishes the objectives of society. To the power of 6. Emphasis is on whole system. With macro marketing we are still concerned with the flow of need-satisfying goods and services from producer to consumer. However, the emphasis with macro marketing is not on the activities of individual organizations. Instead, the emphasis is on how the whole marketing system works. This includes looking at how marketing affects society and vice versa. Every society needs a macro marketing system to help match supply and demand. Different producers in a society have different objectives, resources, and skills. Likewise, not all consumers share the same needs, preferences, and wealth. In other words, within every society there are both heterogeneous, highly varied, supply capabilities and heterogeneous demands for goods and services. The role of a macro marketing system is to effectively match this heterogeneous supply and demand and at the same time accomplish society's objectives. An effective macro marketing system delivers the goods and services that consumers want and need. It gets products to them at the right time, in the right place, and at a price they're willing to pay. It keeps consumers satisfied after the sale and brings them back to purchase again when they are ready. That's not an easy job, especially if you think about the variety of goods and services a highly developed economy can produce and the many kinds of goods and services consumers want. Producers and consumers have different aims. Effective marketing in an advanced economy is difficult because producers and consumers are often separated in several ways. For example, a producer wants to make its products in large quantities, but consumers only want to buy one or a few at a time. A producer usually wants to simplify production and make a few types of products. Think about the dairy farmer that wants to create different kinds of milk, and probably a lot of it at one time. A baker specializes to produce different kinds of bread. On the other hand, consumers usually want to go to a single store for their milk, bread, and many other products. The purpose of a macro marketing system is to overcome these different aims. The universal functions of marketing help solve these problems. LO 1.3. Marketing functions help narrow the gap. The universal functions of marketing are buying, selling, transporting, storing, standardization and grading, financing, risk-taking, and market information. They must be performed in all macro marketing systems. How these functions are performed, and by whom, may differ among nations and economic systems. But they are needed in any macro marketing system. Let's take a closer look at them now. Any kind of exchange usually involves buying and selling. The buying function means looking for and evaluating goods and services. The selling function involves promoting the product. It includes the use of personal selling, advertising, customer service, and other direct and mass selling methods to tell customers about the product. This is probably the most visible function of marketing. The transporting function means the movement of goods from one place to another. The storing function involves holding goods until customers need them. Page 11. Standardization and grading involve sorting products according to size and quality. This makes buying and selling easier because it reduces the need for inspection and sampling. Financing provides the necessary cash and credit to produce, transport, store, promote, sell, and buy products. Risk-taking involves bearing the uncertainties that are part of the marketing process. A firm can never be sure that customers will want to buy its products. Products can also be damaged, stolen, or outdated. The market information function involves the collection, analysis, and distribution of all the information needed to plan, carry out, and control marketing activities, whether in the firm's own neighborhood or in a market overseas. Producers, consumers, and marketing specialists perform functions. Producers and consumers sometimes handle some of the marketing functions themselves. However, exchanges are often easier or less expensive when a marketing specialist performs some of the marketing functions. For example, both producers and consumers may benefit when an intermediary, someone who specializes in trade rather than production, plays a role in the exchange process. In chapters 10, 11, and 12, we'll cover the variety of marketing functions performed by the two basic types of intermediaries, retailers and wholesalers. Retailers help all of us by gathering a similar variety of products in one place. For example, a T-Mobile store carries different brands of cell phones and cases in one place. Although wholesalers and retailers must charge for services they provide, this charge is usually offset by the savings of time, effort, and expense that would be involved without them. So these intermediaries make the whole macro marketing system more efficient and effective. A wide variety of other marketing specialists may also help smooth exchanges among producers, consumers, or intermediaries. These specialists are collaborators, firms that facilitate or provide one or more of the marketing functions other than buying. These collaborators include advertising agencies, marketing research firms, independent product testing laboratories, internet service providers, public warehouses, transporting firms, communications companies, and financial institutions, including banks. Walmart and Google recently partnered to allow customers to shop by voice with Google Assistant. The collaboration helps both parties advance their marketing goals. Universal marketing functions can be shifted and shared. From a macro marketing viewpoint, the marketing functions must be performed by someone, an individual producer or consumer, an intermediary, a marketing collaborator, or, in some cases, even the nation's government. Most functions cannot be eliminated. However, not all goods and services require all the functions at every level of their production. Page 12. Exhibit 1-to-1 shows two examples of the universal functions of marketing in two markets. One example shows how phone cases, using OtterBox, get to customers with the help of intermediaries like Best Buy and collaborators including shipping companies, banks, and online reviewers. A customer engages in the buying function, deciding which case to purchase. But Best Buy also makes buying decisions when it decides which cases to stock and display in its stores. OtterBox and Best Buy might use their website or advertise to promote various cases, reflecting the selling function. Transporting and storing engage shipping companies, as well as OtterBox and Best Buy. The standardization and grading might be done on OtterBox's website or at Best Buy stores, where products organized by the model of phone ease the buying and selling processes. Online reviewers might also aid in this process by describing their experience with the case, perhaps commenting on durability or attractiveness. Financing may come from OtterBox, Best Buy, or their respective banks which, for example, can provide funding to manufacture cases ahead of a new phone release. Producing new cases ahead of a new phone release creates uncertainty and therefore risk-taking for OtterBox. Finally, OtterBox and its marketing research firms may gather and disseminate information to collaborators and intermediaries. The airline travel industry has many similarities but also notable differences from the phone case market. See Exhibit 1-1. You will note that the universal functions may be performed by the producer, customer, collaborator or intermediaries. In Exhibit 1-1 each group is shown in a different font, normal, bold, italics, and all caps, to show how universal functions are performed by different parties. One difference is that because air travel is not a physical good, it requires no transportation or storage, although its planes would. We also see how this industry has government collaborators, such as regulatory oversight from the Federal Aviation Association in the United States and similar agencies in other countries, which gather and disseminate information, including on-time performance for example, that may be used by customers. Page 13. Exhibit 1-1 examples of the universal functions of marketing applied in two markets. Table summary. A table lists the various industries involved in the phone case market and air travel market. Buying function. Selling function.
Alright, let's have a look over this Exhibit 1-1. We have industry, phone cases, air travel. Let's see, customer example, smartphone owner, and traveler. Let's try to make sense of what's going on. Producer example, OtterBox, Southwest Airlines, customer example, a universal function, buying function, selling. What is this? Industry, producer, it's phone cases, the smartphone owner, retailer, smartphone owner, Best Buy, OtterBox, Best Buy. Bank, OtterBox, air travel. What is this for? Well, I do not understand. Examples of universal functions of marketing applied in two markets. Okay, who cares?
The role of marketing in economic systems. LO 1.4. All societies must provide for the needs of their members. Therefore, every society needs some sort of economic system, the way an economy organizes to use scarce resources to produce goods and services and distribute them for consumption by various people and groups in the society. How an economic system operates depends on a society's objectives and the nature of its political institutions. To the power of 7 but regardless of what form these take, all economic systems must develop some method, along with appropriate economic institutions, to decide what and how much is to be produced and distributed by whom, when, to whom, and why. Government officials may make the decisions. 40 or 50 years ago, many countries' economies, including China's and Russia's, were directed by government officials. In a command economy, government officials decide what and how much is to be produced and distributed by whom, when, to whom, and why. These decisions are usually part of an overall government plan, so command economies are also called planned economies. It sounds good for a government to have a plan, but as a practical matter, attempts by a government to dictate an economic plan often don't work out as intended. Countries with command economies often had little variety, so consumers had few choices. And because the government struggled to forecast what consumers would want, there were often shortages of goods and services. As a result, consumers were often dissatisfied with the systems. Over time, most planned economies transitioned to a system that left decision-making to customers and producers. Page 14. A market-directed economy adjusts itself. In a market-directed economy, the individual decisions of the many producers and consumers make the macro-level decisions for the whole economy. In a pure market-directed economy, consumers make a society's production decisions when they make their choices in the marketplace. They decide what is to be produced and by whom, through their dollar votes. In a market-directed economy, consumers choose from a range of options that may meet their needs. They are not forced to buy any goods or services, except those judged as good for society, things such as national defense, police and fire protection, roads, public schools, and public health services. These are provided by the community, and citizens' taxes pay for them. Similarly, producers are free to do whatever they wish, provided that they stay within the rules of the game set by government and receive enough dollar votes from consumers. If they do their job well, they earn a profit and stay in business. But profit, survival, and growth are not guaranteed. In a market-directed economy, the system is governed by the words and actions of consumers and citizens, with the government setting the boundaries. Prices customers pay determine the measure of value. Prices in the marketplace are a rough measure of how society values particular goods and services. If consumers are willing to pay the market prices, then they are getting at least their money's worth. If prices and profits are high, then consumers either stop buying or competitors enter the market. Similarly, the cost of labor and materials is a rough measure of the value of the resources used in the production of goods and services to meet these needs. New consumer needs that can be served profitably, not just the needs of the majority, will probably be met by some profit-minded businesses. Customers use voices to gain power in the market. The rise of digital and social media gives customers more power in the market. These days, if customers feel they have been wronged by a company, they can share their dissatisfaction with more than just immediate friends and family. A review on a website or a social media post may be read by hundreds or thousands of other people. When musician Dave Carroll's guitar was damaged by United Airlines, and baggage handlers and the airline refused to compensate him, Carroll's band made a YouTube video. The funny video, United Breaks Guitars, went viral, millions saw it, and lo and behold, United offered Carroll a new guitar. To the power of 8. Not every customer will make a video of a bad experience, but many will make social media posts, or pass along someone else's story. Prospective customers often search the web to learn about companies before buying. They can easily find positive and negative information on the internet, giving firms an extra incentive to play by the socially accepted rules of the game. Page 15. Public interest groups. In many Western economies, public interest groups and consumers provide an additional check on a market-directed economy. For example, Clean Creatives is a group of people working in advertising, public relations, and marketing that pressures firms in this industry not to work for fossil fuel companies. Clean Creatives points out that many gas and oil firms make false or misleading advertising claims about their sustainability efforts. To the power of 9. Government enforces the rules of the game. The American economy and most other Western economies are mainly market-directed, but not completely. Society assigns supervision of the system to the government. For example, besides setting and enforcing the rules of the game, government agencies control interest rates and the supply of money. They also set import and export rules that affect international competition, regulate radio and TV broadcasting, sometimes control wages and prices, and so on. Government also tries to be sure that property is protected, contracts are enforced, individuals are not exploited, no group unfairly monopolizes markets, advertising is honest, and producers deliver the kinds and quality of goods and services they claim to be offering. Macro marketing systems adjust over time. So far, we have described how a market-directed macro marketing system adjusts to become more effective and efficient by responding to customers and public interest groups and staying within government regulations. See Exhibit 1 to 2. As you read this book, you'll learn more about how marketing affects society and vice versa. You'll also learn more about specific marketing activities and be better informed when drawing conclusions about how fair and effective the macro marketing system is. For now, however, we'll return to our general emphasis on a managerial view of the role of marketing in individual organizations. Page 16. Marketing's role has changed a lot over the years. It's clear that marketing decisions are very important to a firm's success. But marketing hasn't always been so complicated. In fact, understanding how marketing thinking has evolved makes the modern view clearer, so we will discuss 5 stages in marketing evolution. 1. The simple trade era. 2. The production era. 3. The sales era. 4. The marketing department era. And 5. The marketing company era. We'll talk about these eras as if they apply generally to all firms, but keep in mind that some managers still have not made it to the final stages. They are stuck in the past with old ways of thinking. Simple trade era to production era. When societies first moved towards some specialization of production and away from a subsistence economy where each family raised and consumed everything it produced, traders played an important role. Early producers for the market made products that were needed by themselves and their neighbors. As bartering became more difficult, societies moved into the simple trade era, a time when families traded or sold their surplus output to local distributors. These specialists resold the goods to other consumers or other distributors. This was the early role of marketing, and it is still the focus of marketing in many less developed areas of the world. In fact, even in the United States, the United Kingdom, and other more advanced economies, marketing didn't change much until the Industrial Revolution brought larger factories more than 200 years ago. From the production to the sales era. From the Industrial Revolution until the 1920s, many companies were in the production era, some still are today. The production era is a time when a company focuses on production of a few specific products, perhaps because few of these products are available in the market. If we can make it, it will sell is management thinking characteristic of the production era. Because of product shortages, many nations, including some of the post-communist republics of Eastern Europe, continue to operate with production-era approaches. By about 1930, most companies in the industrialized Western nations had more production capability than ever before. Now the problem wasn't just to produce, but to beat the competition and win customers. This led many firms to enter the sales era. The sales era is a time when a company emphasizes selling because of increased competition. Page 17. To the marketing department era. For most firms in advanced economies, the sales era continued until at least 1950. By then, sales were growing rapidly in most areas of the economy. The problem was deciding where to put the company's effort. Someone was needed to tie together the efforts of research, purchasing, production, shipping, and sales. As the situation became more common, the sales era was replaced by the marketing department era. The marketing department era is a time when all marketing activities are brought under the control of one department to improve short-run policy planning and to try to integrate the firm's activities. To the marketing company era. Since 1960, most firms have developed at least some managers with a marketing management outlook. Many of these firms have even graduated from the marketing department era into the marketing company era. The marketing company era is a time when, in addition to short-run marketing planning, marketing people develop long-range plans, sometimes 5 or more years ahead, and the whole company effort is guided by the marketing concept. What does the marketing concept mean? LO 1.5. The marketing concept means that an organization aims all of its efforts at satisfying its customers, at a profit. The marketing concept is a simple but very important idea. The marketing concept is not a new idea, it has been around for a long time. But some managers show little interest in customers' needs. These managers still have a production orientation, making whatever products are easy to produce and then trying to sell them. They think of customers existing to buy the firm's output rather than of firms existing to serve customers and, more broadly, the needs of society. To the power of 10. Well-managed firms have replaced this production orientation with a marketing orientation. A marketing orientation means trying to carry out the marketing concept. Instead of just trying to get customers to buy what the firm has produced, a marketing-oriented firm tries to offer customers what they need. As shown in Exhibit 1 to 3, the definition of the marketing concept requires 3 basic ideas: 1. Customer satisfaction, 2. A total company effort, and 3. Profit, and/or other measures of long-term success, not just sales, as an objective. Each of these ideas warrant further discussion. Page 18. Customer satisfaction guides the whole system. Give the customers what they need. What does the marketing concept mean? LO 1.5 Power of 10. Well, Menzies around.
Alright, let's have a look at Exhibit 1-3, organization with a marketing orientation carry out the marketing concept. Alright, in the very middle of this Venn diagram, we have the marketing concept. To the right, total company effort. To the left, customer satisfaction, and at the bottom, profit and/or other measures of long-term success as an objective. Altogether, the marketing concept. Taking a moment to write this down. I don't really think I need it. Yeah. Alright, let's continue.
On their own departments. There may be meetings to try to get them to work together, but they come and go from the meetings worried only about protecting their own turf. We use the term production orientation as a shorthand way to refer to this kind of narrow thinking and lack of a central focus in a business firm. But keep in mind that this problem may be seen in sales-oriented sales representatives, advertising-oriented agency people, finance-oriented finance people, directors of non-profit organizations, and so on. It is not a criticism of people who manage production. They aren't necessarily any more guilty of narrow thinking than anyone else. The fences come down in an organization that has accepted the marketing concept. There may still be departments because specialization often makes sense. But the total system's effort is guided by satisfying customers' needs and wants, instead of what each department would like to do. The marketing concept provides a guiding focus that all departments adopt. It must be a philosophy of the whole organization, not just an idea that applies to the marketing department. Survival and success require a profit. Firms must satisfy customers. But keep in mind that it may cost more to satisfy some needs than any customers are willing to pay. Or it may be much more costly to try to attract new customers than it is to build a strong relationship with, and encourage repeat purchases from, existing customers. So profit, the difference between a firm's revenue and its total costs, is the bottom line measure of the firm's success and ability to survive. It is the balancing point that helps the firm determine what needs it will try to satisfy with its total, sometimes costly, effort. Profit, revenues, and costs are examples of marketing metrics which refer to numeric data that allow marketing managers to evaluate performance, often against a set target or goal. To the power of 11 at a basic level, marketing managers use these metrics to calculate how well a strategy performs. For example, consider a student who wants to sell t-shirts on campus to support a student organization. The student could estimate profits in advance and then evaluate the profits later. The marketing analytics in action, revenue, cost, and profit exercise describes this in more detail. Page 19. Marketing analytics in action, revenue, cost, and profit. Marketing managers pay close attention to profit. That also means monitoring revenues and costs. And whereas marketing managers want to know a company's overall profits, they are also likely to examine revenues, costs, and profits for individual products, perhaps in different geographic markets. This suggests some simple metrics that can be calculated with the following formulas. Revenue equals price x quantity sold. Profit equals revenue, cost. To better understand how a marketing manager might use these numbers, let's look at a simple example. Julie Tyler is a college student in charge of fundraising for a student organization. Last year the group successfully sold t-shirts to raise money and awareness for the group. They made 250 t-shirts for $12 each and sold them at a price of $20 per t-shirt. This year Julie wants to buy a higher quality shirt that will cost $15, and she believes she can sell them for $30. However, at the higher price she expects to sell only 200 shirts. Calculate the profits the group earned last year. Calculate the profits Julie would earn this year using these prices and assuming her sales projections are accurate. What else could Julie do to increase profits? Nonprofits have other measures of success. As with a business, a nonprofit must take in as much money as it spends or it won't survive. However, a nonprofit organization does not measure profit in the same way as a firm, and its key measures of long-term success are also different. The YMCA, colleges, symphony orchestras, and the United Way, for example, all seek to achieve different objectives and need different measures of success. When everyone in an organization agrees to some measure or measures of long-term success, it helps the organization focus its efforts. Most nonprofit organizations have defined the way they hope to make the world a better place. Many organizations go beyond profit. Even many for-profit businesses have measures that go beyond profits alone. Many organizations explicitly consider a triple bottom line, an organization's economic, social, and environmental outcomes. as a measure of long-term success. Profit is the economic outcome. Social refers to how the company's business activities affect its employees and people in the communities where it operates. The third bottom line considers environmental responsibility, usually seeking to at least not harm the natural environment. Together, these are sometimes referred to as measures of people, planet, and profit. To the power of 12. Page 20. From triple bottom line to purpose orientation. Focusing on a triple bottom line gives some firms a broader perspective on their business. These firms recognize a reason for being extends beyond simply making a profit. Firms practicing a purpose orientation focus on an organization's reason for being that extends beyond profit and creates value for stakeholders, including customers, employees, suppliers, investors, and communities. The purpose is the why the firm exists. Purpose incorporates beliefs and values into the core business of the organization. The purpose should be comprehensive enough to resonate across stakeholders and can inspire loyalty from customers, employees, and suppliers. The purpose guides employee decisions and behavior while also clearly communicating to other stakeholders the company's values. It shows the company's larger objective which drives what they do. To the power of 13. Patagonia is often referenced as a purpose-driven firm. The outdoor clothing company claims it is in business to save the planet. This purpose provides direction or a North Star for employees in all parts of the organization. Following that purpose leads to advertising campaigns like Don't Buy This Jacket, which discourage customers from buying Patagonia products, directing them to repair them instead. It also means that Patagonia publicly supports legislators who advocate more sustainable policies. This commitment is something that Patagonia employees rally behind. They work harder and are more productive because they see their work contributing to more than just company profits. Employees earn more than a paycheck. They also earn a sense that they are contributing to something important. Many customers feel the same. They know when they buy and wear Patagonia clothing, they help save the planet. Consequently, the Patagonia brand appeals to customers with similar values. Investors and suppliers also see this value and make extra efforts to work with Patagonia. To the power of 14. Other companies have a different purpose orientation. For example, Tesla's stated purpose is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, leading the company to focus on electric vehicles, solar panels, and battery storage. Personal care brand Dove's commitment to helping all women realize their beauty potential naturally leads to advertisements featuring women of all shapes and sizes. Adoption of the marketing concept is not universal. The marketing concept may seem obvious, but it is easy to maintain a production-oriented way of thinking. Producers of industrial commodities such as steel, coal, and chemicals have tended to remain production-oriented in part because buyers see little difference among competitors. Some industries with limited competition, including electric utilities and cable television providers, have also been slower to adopt the marketing concept. When an industry gets competitive, consumers have choices and flock to those that deliver customer satisfaction. This provides an incentive for more firms to practice the marketing concept. To the power of 15. Adopting a purpose orientation is an even greater challenge, but, as we have seen, some companies are doing that as well. Exhibit 1 to 4 shows some differences in outlook across adopters of a production, marketing, or purpose orientation. Throughout the rest of this textbook, we will point out how firms find greater success with a marketing or purpose orientation. Page 21. Exhibit 1 to 4 some differences in outlook between adopters of a production, marketing, or purpose orientation. Table summary. Table divided into 3 columns compares marketing and
Okay, let's have a look at Exhibit 1.4, some differences in outlook between adopters of production, marketing, and purpose orientation. All right, the topic is attitudes towards customers. For product production orientation, customers should be glad we exist, trying to cut costs and bring out better products. Marketing orientation, customer needs determine customer plans, customer, employee, and community needs to determine company plans. Attitude toward employees, minimize labor costs, employees are replaceable, all employees should be concerned with the customer. Purpose engages employees and increases the productivity and attention to customers. I don't think I remember all this, but product offering, company sells what it can make, company makes what it can sell. Market orientation, company follows its purpose and makes what it can sell. Role of marketing research to determine customer if reaction if used at all. To determine customer needs of how well customer is satisfying them. Purpose orientation to determine customer and employee needs and how well the customer satisfies each other. All right, topic interest in innovation. Production orientation. Focus is on technology and cost cutting. Marketing orientation. Focus is on locating new opportunities. Purpose orientation. Focus on new opportunities that for making a greater impact on the company purpose. Customer service for topic. production orientation, focus, an activity required to reduce customer complaints. Marketing orientation, satisfy customers after the sale and they'll come back again. This is very valuable information in my opinion, but it's a lot. Purpose orientation, actively seek to satisfy customer needs beyond the core product offering. Topic, focus of advertising. Okay, production orientation. Production, product features and how products are made. Let's see. Marketing orientation, need satisfying benefit of goods and service. And the purpose orientation. Advertising communicates the product purpose to customers and employees. Before and after the sale leads profit and long-term relationships. Customers are loyal to the company because product and its commitment to a greater purpose. Dang. Quite a bit. Next.
The marketing concept and customer value. LO 1.6. Take the customer's point of view. A manager who adopts the marketing concept sees customer satisfaction as the path to profits. To better understand what it takes to satisfy a customer, it is useful to take the customer's point of view. A customer may look at a market offering from two perspectives. One deals with the potential benefits of that offering. The other concerns what the customer has to give up to get those benefits. Consider a student who has just finished an exam and is thinking about grabbing a sandwich from Subway. Our hungry student may simply be seeking a quick lunch before their next exam, another punch on their loyalty card, or just a convenient snack to eat while talking about that exam with classmates. Clearly, different needs are associated with these different benefits. The cost of getting these benefits would include the price of the sandwich, but there might be other non-monetary costs. For example, how difficult it is to find parking is a convenience cost. Slow service could be an aggravation. Customer value reflects benefits and costs. As this example suggests, both benefits and costs can take many different forms. They also may vary depending on the situation. However, it is the customer's view of the various benefits and costs that is important. We want to repeat this important distinction. It is the customer's view of costs and benefits that is important. A company may want to offer a more fun atmosphere at its sandwich shop, but whether it succeeds depends on the customer's perception. This leads us to the concept of customer value, the difference between the benefits a customer sees from the market offering and the costs of obtaining those benefits. Exhibit 1 to 5 shows the wide range of different types of benefits. For example, functional benefits could save a customer time or effort, emotional benefits might deliver fun and entertainment or design and aesthetics, life-changing benefits could increase motivation or feelings of belonging, and world-changing benefits occur when a purchase impacts society, perhaps by purchasing sustainable products. To the power of 16. Page 22. Exhibit 1 to 5 also recognizes costs. The marketing concept and customer value. However, it is the customer's view of the very, perhaps by purchasing save a customer time.
Go ahead and have a preview of this. Pause the video if you need to. I believe this is pretty important if you don't understand the customer value equals benefits minus the costs. And we'll go over it briefly. Functional benefit, emotional benefits could be lower anxiety, whatever. Life-changing, world-changing, subtracted by possibly the cost of the product, fees, interest rates, and also the inconvenience to get the product or to receive the benefit. Yeah, let's continue on.
And reduce effort. Does the Starbucks rewards program, which leads to free cups of coffee, deliver benefits? Does Starbucks' commitment to ethically sourced coffee make a customer feel better? Any of these potential value-enhancing activities depends on Starbucks customers' interpretation of their value to its core customers. Customers may not think about it very much. It is useful for a manager to evaluate ways to improve the benefits or reduce the costs of what the firm offers customers. However, this doesn't mean that customers stop and compute some sort of customer value score before making each purchase. If they did, there wouldn't be much time in life for anything else. So a manager's objective and thorough analysis may not accurately reflect the customer's impressions. Yet it remains the customer's view that matters, even when the customer has not thought about it. Where does competition fit? You can't afford to ignore competition. Consumers usually have choices about how they will meet their needs. If a firm hopes to win and keep customers over the long haul, that firm must offer a level of customer value greater than that offered by competitors. Consumers have choices, and they tend to choose options that deliver the most value. Page 23. Companies recognize that an offering with high value can change if the competition offers something better. Competition drives innovation and continuous improvements in most markets. When Uber entered the taxi market with a more convenient way to hail a ride, many taxi companies developed their own apps and improved service. After Tesla introduced its $50,000 Model S60 electric car with a range of 208 miles per charge, General Motors, GM, upped its game to bring out the $30,000 Chevrolet Bolt with a 238-mile range. Then Tesla's Model S upped the range to 375 miles, though that car sold for $87,000. Of course, there are other benefits to car ownership, and Tesla hopes its newest model delivers other benefits that would justify the higher cost as compared to the Bolt. To the power of 17. Build relationships with customer value. Firms that embrace the marketing concept seek ways to build a profitable long-term relationship with each customer. Even the most innovative firm faces competition sooner or later. Trying to get new customers by taking them away from a competitor is usually more costly than retaining current customers by really satisfying their needs. Satisfied customers buy again and again, whereas dissatisfied customers often tell others not to buy. Customers that share a firm's values and purpose remain loyal through even the hard times. With a long-term relationship, the customer's buying job is easier, and it also increases the selling firm's profits. Building relationships with customers requires that everyone in a firm work together to provide customer value before and after each purchase. If there is a problem with the customer's bill, the accounting people can't just leave it to the salesperson to straighten it out or, even worse, act like it's the customer's problem. These hassles raise customers' costs of doing business. The long-term relationship with a customer, and the lifetime value of the customer's future purchases, is threatened unless everyone works together to make things right for the customer. Similarly, the firm's advertising might encourage a customer to buy once, but if the firm doesn't deliver on the benefits promised in its ads, the customer is likely to go elsewhere the next time the need arises. In other words, anytime the customer value is reduced, because the benefits to the customer decrease or the costs increase, the relationship is weakened. To the power of 18. Page 24. Exhibit 1 to 6 summarizes these ideas. In a firm that has adopted the marketing concept, everyone focuses on customer satisfaction. They look for ways to offer superior customer value. That helps attract customers in the first place, and keeps them satisfied after they buy. So when they are ready to make repeat purchases, the firm is able to keep them as customers. Sales may increase further because satisfied customers are likely to buy other products offered by the firm. In this way, the firm builds profitable relationships with its customers. In other words, when a firm adopts the marketing concept, it wins and so do its customers. REI's value delivers satisfied customers, again and again. One company that illustrates these.
Alright, let's see the Exhibit 1.6, satisfying customers with superior customer value to build profitable relationships. Alright, at the very top, we have total company effort to satisfy customers. Meaning everybody in your company, every employee is working to satisfy the customer. Offer superior customer value. Not too sure what customer value is. Offer superior customer value. Don't know. Attract customers. Satisfy the customers that you've attracted. Try to retain those customers. Increase sales to customers, throwing more products at them, or perhaps you have a product that is more well suited to the customer. Build profitable relationship with the customers. And then we go back to total customer effort to satisfy customers. What a great cycle. We could probably simplify that a lot better. Conjoin a couple, like attracting and satisfying customers. We'll probably put that together. And also with retaining customer. Attract, satisfy, retain. ASR, attract, satisfy, retain. That can all be in one, I think. And then increase sales to customers and build profitable relationships with customers could also be conjoined, because if you want to increase sales to the customers, at least have the sales be correct, because this happens all the time in my opinion, where let's say you go to the dealership, a dealer sells you a car and it's the car that you're not exactly looking for, right? But he's just there to make the money, right? He might have like good customer service and everything, but the thing is you don't really want that car, and the worst thing that you could get out of it is buyer's regret, where you regret what you bought a little bit later on. Happened to me a couple times, and really left a bad taste in my mouth, per se. So if you increase the sales, at least um, have the customer in mind. You want to build the profitable relationship with the customers right here by increasing sales that matter to the customer. So we can conjoin those two. Total company effort to satisfy customers. I believe this thing should probably be moved into the middle as it could represent everything. This thing is like by itself, offer superior customer value. Could be wrong. Whatever. Let's move on.
Ideas is the Retail Store Recreational Equipment, Incorporated, better known as REI. REI specializes in outdoor recreation, including camping supplies, sporting goods, travel gear, and clothing. The company has built enduring relationships with customers who shop at its more than 140 stores or its website. REI customers see superior value in the company's knowledgeable store staff and large selection of high-quality outdoor gear. The company attracts customers who learn about it from already satisfied customers who see its stores in their town, or who hear about its clever promotions, like when it tells its customers it is closing on Black Friday, one of the biggest shopping days of the year, because everyone should go outside and enjoy nature. Customers typically enjoy their shopping experiences at REI, and they become satisfied and repeat customers after using the outdoor equipment they purchase. These customers share REI's belief that it's in the wild, untamed and natural places that we find our best selves, so our purpose is to awaken a lifelong love of the outdoors for all. REI's outdoorsy customers also appreciate that REI leads hundreds of outdoor companies in defending public lands. REI is operated as a co-op and is owned by its 6 million active members, who become lifetime members by paying $20. This sense of community also helps REI to retain customers. Members get special members-only coupons and an annual 10% rebate on all purchases. These extras enhance customer value and keep customers coming back. And when these loyal customers buy more next year, REI becomes even more profitable. Everyone at REI, from buyers who choose the merchandise it sells to associates offering advice on the sales floor, believes in REI's purpose and focuses on customer satisfaction. This virtuous cycle, see Exhibit 1 to 6, has helped REI become one of the most popular brands in retail. To the power of 19. The marketing concept, social responsibility, and marketing ethics. LO 1.7. Society's needs must be considered. The marketing concept is so logical that it's hard to find fault with it. Yet when
All right, I believe this is the last part of the entire chapter, which is social responsibility. TLDR, don't be an asshole, don't be a dick, and know that you have a responsibility to yourself, the public, and everybody, to the world. If you don't believe in that, it'll come back to bite you. There's probably multiple cases that they will go over in this chapter with you. I just want to further emphasize that it is true. Don't don't take that shortcut for that short-term monetary gain. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and continue this chapter. I believe it is the last one. Let's see. Where are we? Social responsibility. It looks like it is. Yeah, society considered. Never mind. Yeah, we have quite a couple more. Societies need to. What if it cuts into profits? Okay, I guess there's quite a little bit more, but we're nearing the end, so if you guys still stuck it out, good for you. You guys are learning quite a bit about marketing. All right, let's continue.
a firm focuses its efforts on satisfying some consumers to achieve its objectives, there may be negative effects on society. For example, producers and consumers making free choices can cause conflicts and difficulties. This is called the macro dilemma. What is good for some firms and consumers may not be good for society as a whole. For instance, many people in New York City buy bottled water because they like the convenience of easy-to-carry disposable bottles with spill-proof caps. On the other hand, the city already provides citizens with good-tasting, safe tap water at a fraction of the cost. Is this just a matter of free choice by consumers? It's certainly a popular choice. Yet, critics point out that it is an inefficient use of resources to waste oil making and transporting millions of plastic bottles that end up in landfills where they leach chemicals into the soil. That kind of thinking, about the good of society as a whole, explains why New York City has run ads that encourage consumers to get your fill of free city water. What do you think? Should future generations pay the environmental price for today's consumer conveniences? To the power of 20. Page 25. Questions like these.
What do you guys think? Should future generations pay the environmental price for consumers' convenience. How do I highlight this? I'm pretty sure you're able to highlight. It wouldn't let me. Okay. There should be a tool to highlight it. I guess not. Personally, I do enjoy the convenience, right? But it comes with the expense of the future, and what is the point of enjoying something today if you cannot, if there's no future, right? It brings me back to a story that my wife told me. It was about a girl that worked really hard. I don't know how this ties in with this. It's not really environmental, but it's more of like a future. Let me just think about it. Yeah, let's not. Anyways, I'll go with the story anyway since I talked about it. I'll somehow relate it. She worked really hard. She worked two jobs, and like the moment my wife told me that she only had like 3 hours of sleep every single day, that's when I knew that it's not going to be a good story. So she worked really hard and for like about a couple months or something so that she could buy a house for her mom. She was able to buy a house for her mom. However, the moment that she was able to purchase the house, her whole body gave up and she died on the spot on her job, on her desk. I guess she actually reached her limit. Just dropped dead right there. So I guess we could relate that somehow. Let's say consumers' convenience. The convenience is her making all that money, uh, and the future generation part is the house that she got for her mom. So how is her mom going to enjoy the house when the expense of it was her daughter's life? Yeah. All right, I'll probably have to omit that part out of the live stream. That was pretty lame. Or maybe I'll probably get too lazy and not do it. Anyways, back to the sorry for the story. Hope you're having a good day.
Are not easy to answer. The basic reason is that many different people may have a stake in the outcomes and social consequences of the choices made by individual managers and consumers in a market-directed system. This means that marketing managers should be concerned with social responsibility, a firm's obligation to improve its positive effects on society and reduce its negative effects. As you read this book and learn more about marketing, you will also learn more about social responsibility in marketing and why it must be taken seriously. You'll also see that being socially responsible sometimes requires difficult trade-offs. Social responsibility can be difficult to assess when the effects on society are mixed. Take hydraulic fracking, a process that sends pressurized liquid deep into the ground to remove oil and natural gas. Some argue that fracking helps America become more energy independent, produces cleaner fuel compared to alternatives, and lowers gas prices, thus stimulating the economy. On the other hand, the chemicals and procedures used in fracking may harm the environment and cause earthquakes. The government and many oil and gas producers are working to minimize the negative effects, but as you can imagine, there are no easy answers for these conflicts. To the power of 21. The
I think, yeah, there is no easy answer to these conflicts, but there could be much more studies into nuclear energy powering the systems, our energy systems. Don't quote me on it because I don't know too much about nuclear energy. But however, if we put in more money into research on how to create a nuclear fusion, it would be um, a lot more better than gas, oil, and electricity combined. Just putting that out there. But we most likely will not be going through that because lobbyists. Fun.
Issue of social responsibility in marketing also raises other important questions, for which there are no easy answers. Should all consumer needs be satisfied? Some consumers want products that may not be safe or good for them in the long run. Some critics argue that businesses should not offer high-heeled shoes, alcoholic beverages, marijuana, gambling, or sugar-coated cereals because they aren't good for some consumers in the long run. Similarly, bicycles and rollerblades are among the most dangerous products identified by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Who should decide if these products will be offered to consumers? What if it cuts into profits? There are times when being socially responsible can increase not only a firm's profits, but also its costs. Even though some consumers will pay premium prices to buy fair trade coffee, napkins made from recycled paper, hybrid cars that pollute less, or products made in overseas factories that pay a fair wage, these items may cost more to produce. At the same time, other consumers attach little or no value to these social measures and refuse to pay a higher price for such products. Consequently, many firms selling to the second group are reluctant to be more socially responsible. When a society feels that the social benefits are important, it may add regulations to create a level playing field for all firms and to ensure that these benefits are provided. For example, there are laws that protect rivers from water pollution and that restrict the use of child labor. Still, it is difficult for governments to impose regulations that govern all circumstances where such trade-offs occur. So is the marketing concept really desirable? Page 26. Socially conscious marketing managers are trying to answer these questions. Their definition of customer satisfaction includes long-range effects, as well as immediate customer satisfaction. They try to balance consumer, company, and social interests. The marketing concept guides marketing ethics. A manager cannot be truly customer-oriented and at the same time intentionally unethical. However, at times, problems and criticism may arise because a manager did not fully consider the ethical implications of a decision. In either case, there is no excuse for sloppiness when it comes to marketing ethics, the moral standards that guide marketing decisions and actions. Each individual develops moral standards based on his or her own values. That helps explain why opinions about what is right or wrong often vary from one person to another, from one society to another, and among different groups within a society. It is sometimes difficult to say whose opinions are correct. Even so, such opinions may have a very real influence on whether an individual's or a firm's marketing decisions and actions are accepted or rejected. So marketing ethics are not only a philosophical issue, they are also a pragmatic concern. Problems may arise when one or a few individual managers don't share the same marketing ethics as others in the organization. A small number of people, or even one person operating alone, can damage a firm's reputation and even survival. Consider the scandal faced by Volkswagen when it came to light that the company had found a way to cheat on emissions tests. When the company could not find a way to meet emissions reduction targets in its diesel vehicles, a few supervisors approved development of software designed to cheat emission testing systems. For years, about 11 million Volkswagen cars spewed as much as 40 times the allowable amount of pollutants. After this was discovered, Volkswagen paid out more than $23 billion in fines and fixes. To the power of 22. To be certain that standards for marketing ethics are
Damn, that's a lot of money. I'm telling you guys, any type of ethical concerns, and also, I guess, you can't really tell if you guys are paying attention up here. Um, it was talking about, man, I don't even remember myself. um, the moral standards for, I guess I was just thinking about it in my own mind. What dictates moral and ethical standards? I have this dilemma all the time, always thinking about that. Um, so let's say we do get off of gas cars, and we go completely into electric cars. You know, it's better for the earth. However, what about other concerns like no regulations for mining the lithium, or maybe um, labor laws outside of the US, because there might not be the same regulations and laws put into place. And then also on top of that, businesses taking advantage of outsourcing things outside of the US because maybe the US put too many laws and regulations into play, and because of that they are going to outsource all of this stuff outside of the US, and they could take advantage of maybe child labor, or I don't know. Y- Uh, just a lot of nuances that college has been making me think about, and honestly, the easiest answer to all of this is probably just like killing your. I'm not gonna go too far and say the rest, but Kurt Cobain or something. Um, yeah, it's just if you guys care about ethics, morals, and stuff, this is probably a really big conundrum for you guys. And then also, I'm trying to create a YouTube channel here too to promote health improvement, or at least it was like before it was like game improvement and stuff, right? But then I was thinking, why would I want to broadcast gaming to many of these childrens and stuff like that when in turn I could be promoting much healthier things like education, information, and whatnot, right? So I'm at that crossroads right now. Do I continue knowing that I'm doing some type of harm to produce some type of good? Does it outweigh each other? Should it even outweigh each other? I mean, it's hard to think about. Probably as we go on and learn more, we will be able to define our position, or at least my position, in this matter. All right, let's continue.
As clear as possible, many organizations have developed their own written codes of ethics. These codes usually state, at least at a general level, the ethical standards that everyone in the firm should follow in dealing with customers and other people. Many professional societies also have such codes. For example, the American Marketing Association's Code of Ethics, see Exhibit 1 to 7, sets specific ethical standards for many aspects of marketing. To the power of 23. Page 27. Exhibit 1 to 7 Summary of American Marketing Association Statement of Ethics. Table Summary. Preamble. The American Marketing Association commits itself to promoting the highest standard of professional ethical norms and values for its members, practitioners, academics, and students. Norms are established standards of conduct that are expected and maintained by society and/or professional organizations. Values represent the collective conception of what communities find desirable, important, and morally proper. Values also serve as the criteria for evaluating our own personal actions and the actions of others. As marketers, we recognize that we not only serve our organizations but also act as stewards of society in creating, facilitating, and executing the transactions that are part of the greater economy. In this role, marketers are expected to embrace the highest professional ethical norms and the ethical values implied by our responsibility toward multiple stakeholders, for example, customers, employees, investors, peers, channel members, regulators, and the host community. Ethical norms. As marketers, we must do no harm. Foster trust in the marketing system. Embrace ethical values. Ethical values. Honesty, to be forthright in dealings with customers and stakeholders. Responsibility, to accept the consequences of our marketing decisions and strategies. Fairness, to balance justly the needs of the buyer with the interests of the seller. Respect, to acknowledge the basic human dignity of all stakeholders. Transparency, to create a spirit of openness in marketing operations. Citizenship, to fulfill the economic, legal, philanthropic, and societal responsibilities that serve stakeholders. Source, American Marketing Association. Codes of Conduct AMA Statement of Ethics. 2019. https://www.ama.org/ Understand your own ethics. Throughout the text, we will be discussing the types of ethical issues individual marketing managers face. But we won't be moralizing and trying to tell you how you should think on any given issue. Rather, by the end of the course we hope that you will have some firm personal opinions about what is and is not ethical in micro-marketing activities. To help you think through your opinions, you will find ethical dilemmas in each chapter. As in the one below, the answer is not always obvious. To the power of 24. Ethical dilemma. What would you do? A customer purchases a GE Profile refrigerator that comes with a 1-year warranty on parts and labor. The salesperson suggests that the customer consider the store's 3-year extended service plan to cover any problems with the refrigerator. The customer replies, I'm getting a GE Profile because it's a reputable brand, and I have read these extended warranties aren't necessary. 14 months later, the customer returns to the store and complains that the ice maker on the refrigerator doesn't work right, and argues the store needs to make it right. If you were the store manager, what would you say? Would your response be any different if you knew that the customer was going to post a negative review on the company website?
Okay, this one's not much of an ethical dilemma. I don't think so. Customer returns. I think this is all on GE. Like they purposely possibly made the product really bad and last until that 1 year mark. Unluckily for this customer, he went for or his broke down at the 14-month mark. You know, a lot of these products do that, you know, for some reason. But what was it that they got? Was it a GE refrigerator? A GE profile refrigerator. Okay, refrigerator should probably last more than that, and also the warranty should be longer than a year, I believe this would be on GE, not the store owner, because the store owner had themselves protected by offering the where is it, the 3-year warranty. Let's see here. Right here. Salesperson suggests that the customer considered that the store's 3-year warranty extended service plan to cover any problems with the refrigerator. Because, maybe, yeah, of course it's unnecessary, but you opted out of that, um, you opted out of that service, right? So even with the negative review, the store, as a store manager, I would let people know that you didn't choose that 3-year warranty. You opted for the GE profile warranty, specifically saying, or is it that it's better? It argues right here. The store needs to. Oh, no, no, no. Where is it? I'm getting a piece before. It's a reputable brand. There you go. Arguing that it is a reputable brand. So it was on the customer's part for being ill-informed that GE was a reputable brand. I mean, perhaps the employee could have said that, GE, this model or whatever, has a known problem that their things expire outside of warranty. But for a refrigerator and it being a 1-year warranty, like there should have been like multiple red flags for that customer. I don't understand the ethical dilemma here though. What would you do? What would you say? Would your response be any different if you knew that the customer was going to post it? No, okay. Um, the store needs to make it right. And the thing is, I would probably tell the customer to go away, like respectfully F off. That's so stupid. What your response be different if you knew the customer? I would want the customer to post a negative review on it. Then I would just refute that with the um company or the store policy and probably bring up the customer's mistake so he'd shut up the next time around. Public humiliation type of, I mean, I guess ethical. There's your ethical dilemma right there. No, but you made it clear. I mean, if you have it written down too, right? Would this also like be defamation? Because he's doing a 1-star review, but the thing was it's his fault. Could the store owner go out and then sue the guy, the reviewer, for defamation? It'll make those reviewers think twice, right? Anyways, let's go on.
Marketing has its critics. We must admit that marketing, as it exists in the United States and other developed societies, has many critics. Marketing activity is especially open to criticism because it is the part of business most visible to the public. A number of typical criticisms of marketing are summarized in Exhibit 1 to 8. Think about these critiques and whether you agree with them or not. What complaints do you have that are not listed among the examples in Exhibit 1 to 8? Page 28. Exhibit 1 to 8 Sample criticisms of marketing. Table summary. Table divided into 2 columns shows effective marketing strategies adopted by 5 leading brands to improve the quality of life of consumers. The column headers are marked from left to right as company and how it uses marketing for a better world, pound and for BW, 26. Advertising is everywhere, and it's often annoying, misleading, or wasteful. The quality of products is poor, and often they are not even safe. There are too many unnecessary products.
Can marketing help create a better world? As the criticisms above suggest, some people believe that marketing is primarily activity to convince people to buy stuff that they don't need and can't afford. We are not so naive to that we don't recognize that at least some marketing managers and companies share this philosophy. That said, we believe that vast majority of business people and companies believe that good marketing contributes to a better world. Again, I believe that as well. Because we all need things, so might as well have crafted targeted ads. Um, of course, if you want to opt into that, there should be an option for you to opt out of that whole data, personal information on you, and then you just have like some random ads about, I don't know, cow manure, is something that you may not need. See, what do you mean by a better world? Our definition follows our discussion of market concepts, social responsibility, and marketing ethics. We believe a better world is where buyers and sellers make better decisions, are healthier, and through their consumption choices. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. Or decisions not to consume, experience a better quality of life. Buyers and sellers make decisions that help have less adverse impacts on others. And marketing strategy decisions address some of the world's most challenging problems, including hunger, poverty, and climate change. While many purpose oriented companies focus on incorporating some better world outcomes, purpose oriented companies really embrace the challenge of using their products to create a better world. And these firms often find that such endeavors are profitable. We are not saying better world is a charitable endeavor. Exhibit 19 shows a few examples of marketing strategies that have made for a better world. Throughout this text, we will point out people, brands, and organizations that use marketing for a better world. We highlight these examples with a green box around the text and our hashtag M4BW Marketing for a Better World icon. I want to remind and hopefully inspire you to practice marketing for a better world. Yeah. Let's see here. Vodafone created the mobile phone based on Money MC, which allows who lack access to the bank account to join the larger economy. Kenya alone boasts more than 25 million users. Nestle recognizes the harm caused by sugar. Nestle has prioritized reducing sugar in the products in its R&D. Isn't Nestle like Nestle? I guess isn't Nestle like the evil corporation? Which one is it for Crunch? Crunch candy bar. Nestle. Yeah. Didn't Nestle like Nestle bad allegations? Okay. Let's see here. Lawsuit filed by 8 former child slaves from male who alleged the company aided and abetted their enslavement on cocoa plantations in Ivory Coast. Why we hate Nestle so much. All right, let's go on to Reddit and check that out because they probably have a lot more true information of what's going on about Nestle. I don't know why. They probably got, look, the McGraw Hill, they probably got endorsements or whatever from Nestle to put this on here. They are not a good corporation. That's something that they can never shake off. This is why you want to be ethically and morally correct per se. All right, let's see here. Some good summaries. Accommodate pollution, children. There's a whole 12-minute video. If you guys, here you go. Nestle hates poor people, infanticide, deforestation, and human trafficking. Those are probably allegations against Nestle. All right, let's see here. Some key events. Nestle taking more water than they are allowed to. Okay, I heard about this one. We just heard about child labor for harvesting cocoa. Um, oh yeah, this is it right here that reminded me Nestle doing bad. Nestle convinced the world that mothers that their baby formula is as good as breast milk, effectively replacing breast milk with their formula. Oof, man. With no, the formula mixed with water led to malnutrition. Ah, yikes. Highest microplastic pollutions in general. Please don't buy water in plastic bottles. Yeah, it's not really looking good for Nestle. If you guys didn't know, now you know. Nestle is not a good brand. I mean, they could do as much as they want to right now to try to bring that brand back, but I think, it's the one of those that we should that is it's just a liability now. You're financially bleeding. If you own Nestle, you're financially bleeding. You need to cut that off and create something new, eh, like rebrand or something. I don't know, but maybe change CEOs, change owners, change board of directors, because yeah, that's gonna be a big wound to patch up, even if you think that will be patched up. Again, guys, this goes back to ethics and morals. Where you going? Uh, you going to the vet? You want to take a shower and then get your checkup? They're gonna poke a needle in your butt. They're gonna poke a needle in you. Yeah, you. They're gonna poke a needle in you. Yeah, she don't care. Okay, anyways. Probably stop it right there. I got something to do. Thank you for coming out. See you guys next time in chapter 2.